So let's begin in a seated position. Tonight, for our seated position, I'd like to begin in hero's pose. So on your knees, with maybe sitting on a block, sitting on a blanket, just finding a comfortable seat with your feet tucked under you. Just arrive. Close your eyes. Return to the sensations of the body. Feeling your feet and your shins as they touch the floor. Feeling the heaviness in the pelvis. And then allowing the spine to stack on a stable pelvis. Feeling the ribs stack over the hips. The shoulders stack over the ribs. And the ears floating right over the shoulders. Excuse me. Find a still point, a balance point. And start to scan the body, noting any sensations that arise. Any emotions. Any thoughts. And welcome everything just as it is. And as you begin to welcome all of these sensations, maybe an intention begins to arise. Maybe an intention for today. Be a short-term intention as we reside in this shelter in place a little longer. Maybe even your heart's greatest desire, how you wish to live your life. And whatever is arising within you, welcome it. Allowing it to rise as felt sensation in your body. And then I'd actually like to seal that intention tonight with an Om. It can be audible or it could be to yourself. But as we move into this practice, let us vocalize that intention by sharing the vibration of Om, feeling the resonance in our throats, and that throat chakra of expression. So begin just with a full breath in and out. everything out. And then breathing in. Maybe swallowing, feeling the movement of the throat. And taking a few breaths through the nose, breathing in and breathing out, starting to feel the movements of breath in through the nostrils, down the back of the throat to fill the body. And then feeling that breath rise up as you exhale. And just take a few breaths in this way, feeling the breath in and out. As it sweeps and brushes over the throat. And as we feel this breath brush over the throat, that felt sense of the breath as it massages the throat, also massages the vagus nerve. The vagus nerve is responsible for shifting us to that rest and digest state. Giving us a deep sense of well-being in our nervous system, which then begins to carry out in our interactions throughout our life. So to further get into this area, let's just begin sitting right here with a couple of neck rolls. Just observing whatever comfortable movement you have in your neck, not forcing in any direction. I keep the backward motion pretty mild. And notice what's happening in the eyes. Noticing what's happening in the jaw. Noticing what's happening in the shoulders. And maybe even noticing if it's easy or hard for you to isolate that movement in the neck, whether the rest of the body actually wants to pull in and do the work for you. And then when you come back to the front, maybe change directions. Rotating the head the other way. No concern with which way you went first. Just keeping your awareness in your body. Maybe even visualizing your awareness in the throat as a ball of blue light. And then when you come back to center, return just to a neutral position. Sensing awareness around the whole of the neck, front, sides, and back of the neck. Maybe a sense of vibration, awakeness, aliveness, all around the neck. Now, very simply here from on your knees, shift forward to hands and knees I'll just turn sideways so you can see me better. And let's just do a couple really gentle cat and cows. You can go one breath per motion, or you maybe even decide to hold for a couple of rounds. This is sahaja movement, so spontaneous, authentic movement to yourself. So maybe even letting my voice fall away. Let your body be your guide. Start to access the sense of internal teacher. But as you do this cat and cow movement, see if you can initiate that movement from the head, from the crown of the head. The rest of the body follows and rounds. And then from the crown of the head, the rest of the body follows and extends. Sometimes they'll say like a string of pearls. And notice if it's very natural for you to lead with the head. Or notice if in one direction it's a little tricky, that you find yourself maybe wanting to push from somewhere else. Maybe pausing if you haven't yet in that full extension, jutting the chin up and forward, feeling the jaw move, noticing what's happening in the lips and the teeth. Maybe even taking a deep breath here and doing a lion's breath or Simhasana breath. Sticking out the tongue, creating a little bit more sound and vibration to free up around the throat. And then if it feels right, rounding into cat's breath. And here, as you hold cat's breath, really tucking the chin towards the throat, creating that Jalandhara Bandha or that throat bandha, tucking the chin inward. And noticing how this feels. There may be a sense of discomfort. Meet whatever's arising. Meet it with kindness without judging. And while the front of the throat's restricted, can you still feel and breathe into the back of the throat? And then release and sit back onto your heels for a moment and just observe. Maybe just do a couple shoulder rolls to drop the shoulder blades down the back. Reconnect. Maybe visualize a color or shape. If that blue light at the throat didn't resonate, maybe you're sensing your own sense of color or shape there as we awaken awareness in this throat area, our area of expression. And then another way we express ourselves in a great deal is by how we act, what we do in this world. So let's take a moment here as well to warm up our wrists, to feel that connection from the throat out our arms, how we communicate through our voice, but also our action. So let's take the palms towards the floor, fingers pointing towards you. Come back towards hands and knees, placing the palms on the earth. And then maybe start out by just doing a couple of circles. Again, a little free movement. This expressiveness has a little less distinction, a little bit less of concrete definition. So make that show up in your movements too. So allow yourself to move in whatever way your body is calling. And if you circle one way, maybe try the other. And if you've opted for movement, also note how it feels to remain still. If you find stillness, can you feel the breath flow in over the throat, into the heart, and out the arms? Feeling that inward and outward balance. Take 3 more breaths here. Feeling the breath from the throat all the way down to the center of the palms. The dynamic, vibrant movement of the breath. So even when holding a static posture, feel the aliveness of it through the movement of breath. And as you're ready, let's change positions. So maybe first just rotating the wrists to prepare to come in the opposite direction now. Fingers still pointing you, palms facing down. And let's do the same thing, easing and gently, creating small circles around the back of your palms. Feeling into the wrists and the hands. The bulk of our communication is actually nonverbal. So feeling that expression and that communication of what you're feeling inside right now throughout the whole body, making this a whole body asana. Accessing our essential nature. So sahaj movement, or this kind of spontaneous, natural, arriving movement, what we'll call this sort of self-directed movement, is also connected to that essential nature of ourself, that unstruck, that untouched, that pure internal wisdom. So find your internal teacher to guide you. And if it feels right to find stillness, try to keep the whole hands on the earth, leaning back to intensify the stretch, fingers pointing towards you. Coming to your edge and then noticing what happens. How do you respond? Is the jaw still relaxed? Are the eyes still relaxed? Can you soften the shoulders? And now feeling the breath flow in through the throat, into the lungs, and then out the back of the arms. Like a waterfall, that breath moving, flowing down the back of the hands into the earth. And then sitting back on your heels, let the hands rotate a few times again. you can stay on your block if you'd like, or take the block out and just come to a narrow or neutral child's pose position. This time with your palms by your sides, facing up or clasping your heels, letting the forehead come towards the earth. Tucking your chin towards your chest now, getting some compression through the front of the throat. So we'll be moving between compression and expansion. So give extra emphasis here to tucking the chin in towards the throat. You may even roll into the hairline a little bit. Clasping your heels with your hands. This is where you could stay. Or if you feel like you can continue, bring your forehead right in front of your knees so that you really tuck the chin and round the upper back, coming into that throat lock without feeling the sense of suffocation. So make it comfortable and accessible so that you can sustain it and explore there. So make sure you put yourself in a place that is sustainable to allow you to inquire. So if this feels like a good place to start, you can stay here. Or if you're curious about what's next, start to roll towards the top of your head, lifting the hips, holding your heels, rounding the upper back, continuing to pull the chin into the throat, coming towards a rabbit posture. Breathe into the back of the throat. Feeling anterior compression, posterior expansion. Maybe even noticing a couple gulps, reminding you to explore, what am I holding on to? What am I not expressing? What's staying bound or compressed or stuck in my throat? Noticing what's happening in the eyes, in the mouth, in the jaw, in the shoulders. Decreasing the efforting and allowing a little bit more being. Maybe if that even means adjusting your edge. Taking 3 more breaths wherever you are. And then returning to child's pose. Hands can stay by your sides or reach up overhead, whichever feels more natural. But if you do bring the arms up overhead, maybe keep the elbows a little bent so that you have a little bit more of a circular shape of the arms, so that you keep the spaciousness in the sides of the neck. Maybe the head even rocks side to side in a little no to give you a little relief. Maybe you even open the jaw a few times. And then gently walk your hands up Coming back to that initial kneeling state. From here, I want to come now towards a back bend type shape. And it's going to be a little bit more of a saddle type shape, a back leaning, than what would be more a camel. So we're good, but I want to get a little bit of that camel action in the upper back, but we'll keep our hips low. So start to walk your hands back. The goal is to get more of the opening through the upper body. You'll still get some nice quadricep stretch. And so start to walk the hands back. I like to have the fingers pointing towards me. And then see if you can shake the head and allow it to recline back. And this would be a good starting place. And like I said, if you have 2 blocks today, this could be a nice place to use those 2 blocks. You could even use the bolster here. If you bring the blocks back to come off of the wrists a little bit, that might allow some space for the head to drop back. You could do that, or if you have a bolster, you could even bring the elbows to a bolster. Wherever your body's asking. So again, asking yourself, what position do I feel supported? Do I feel grounded so that I can express and inquire? You'll notice this is an easy place to go beyond your barrier. So maybe back out a little bit and then ease your way back in. If you've gone past your barrier, you'll start to feel a closing in the throat or a contraction in the body. So if you start to feel that efforting or striving or sense of anxiety or panic that sometimes can arise with back bending, come out, feel your ground, and then move back in slowly with a sense of curiosity, kindness, and find that place that's supportive, supported. Find stillness there. Open and close the jaw a few times. And now I want to add some resonance again, or some vibration again, bringing in the sound hum. So the sound is associated, beginning with the heart area, but I want that heart resonance to move up through the throat and out the mouth. It's a nice way also to open the mouth by dropping the jaw. So it really helps relax the jaw. So when you're ready, on your own time, breathe in through the nose, then exhale. Do that 2 more times on your own. You may even change the pitch. And notice where it resides in the body. Breathing deeply, exhaling and sighing out the mouth. And then slowly coming back up. Beautiful work. Now shift your weight off of your knees. It will be nice to bring the legs out in front of you again. I'll give you a moment to meet me there. And we're going to move to a straddle, a wide straddle or a dragonfly posture here to get into the side aspects of the neck. So if you'd like to support the pelvis in this straddle, you can place a blanket under the pelvis. It's just going to help tip you forward a little bit to keep you out of that sag. So by staying on the sit bones, it's going to allow you to radiate out the spine, maintaining normal spinal curves and alignment. So coming into your straddle, it doesn't have to be really big. You'll get a nice, a little inner thigh opening, maybe a little hamstring opening, but don't try to force that. I want this to feel really stable and secure. So here, feel your ground first before anything. If the knees feel unsupported, a little blanket rolled up or towel rolled up, something under the knees can help you feel more grounded in the legs. And now let's begin by going to the left. I'll go to the left as well. So we're not even going to worry about the arm at the moment. We're just going to first tip the head to the left and cascade down the left, reaching gently with our bottom arm. I'm almost letting my right arm hang behind. And I'm going to arrive in this side bend. And I'm going to shake the head no a few times. Let the head be really heavy, dropping my ear towards my shoulder. I'm letting my hand fall back behind my thigh. And then I'm going to take my right arm. I'm going to reach away first. And then I'm going to take the arm behind my back towards a half bind. And I'm going to link my hand right in the back of my pants. So I have something to grab onto. If you have the mobility, it may come around the side of your hip, but don't strain. Just allow it to land wherever you feel that first barrier, that first edge without pushing or striving. And then send all your awareness to the right side of the neck, between the ear and the shoulder, the edge of the shoulder. Can you feel your breath now ascend into that space? Again, noting the jaw, noting the shoulders, noting the eyes. What's the feeling state of the body right now? Is it calm? Is it tense? Does it feel heavy or light? What's the quality you're bringing to this posture? Meeting whatever is, allowing and welcoming it, and softening into it a little bit at a time. And as you welcome, as you note the sensations, feel them, and allowing them to be there, you'll feel how you begin to soften a little bit more. Again, draw your attention to your head, back to the head, letting it hang heavy. And let's maybe add a little vocalization again, Bringing awareness to this right side of the neck. We'll add a little vibrating, a little buzzing now. All you're going to do is as you breathe, you're just going to create a like a bee, a buzzing sound. But it's going to be like a little hum. It's going to resonate inside of you. To your own breath, repeating if that feels good, seeing if you can use that to shake up anything that's stuck around the throat. And then again, maybe playing with the pitch. Doing one more round of breath. And then unfold by taking your arm out from behind your back and now rotating your body towards your left thigh, bringing your forehead towards your knee. That might mean you even bring your knee up towards your forehead. In this variation, I'd like that contact so that you get that extra tucking of the chin towards the throat. That might mean your hands even hug around your knee. So bring the forehead to the kneecap and feel the chin tuck towards the throat. And then once you arrive there, maybe you straighten the knee out a little bit, keeping the head connected. And again, after the opening, the expressing, the turning outward, come back to that turning in. That self-reflection, self-observation, your internal teacher. If you get a sense of heaviness here or stuckness, maybe come back to that initial sensation of the breath moving over the throat. And then let your arms unfold. Let your head be really heavy. Use your hands to walk yourself back up to sitting. Maybe even taking the hand to assist the head to return back up. Pause and center. Come back to the sense of the pelvis rooted into the earth. pushing down through the sit bones to feel the spine rise upward. As the spine ascends out of a stable base, feel just the gentle tuck of the chin, as if the back of your head or your occiput is being pulled towards the sky. Feel the inhale give you a little bit more suspension. And then feel the exhale ground you into your sit bones. And then slowly we'll progress towards the other side, tipping the head, then the shoulders, then the trunk, cascading over the right leg, opening the left side of the neck. Left side body, my right arm is landing behind my right leg. If you'd like to use your block, if it's not reaching the support, feel free to do so. And then once you arrive, just feel that initial edge. Notice where you feel sensation. Maybe shake the head no or nod the head yes. Bumping up against your edges gently in a curious way. And settling into stillness there, head heavy, jaw heavy, eyes heavy, lips and teeth parted and relaxed. Reach the left arm away from you. And then turn the palm down and back, letting your arm come in towards a half bind, creating a little bit more tractioning down of your left shoulder, pulling the shoulder away from the ear. Feeling all of your breath go to that space between the left ear and the left shoulder. And then maybe if it feels right, if you did it on the other side, bringing back that buzzing breath, feeling the resonance of the breath and the vibration of the breath, freeing things around the throat, in the head, even in the ears. Playing with the pitch 3 more times on your own. Two more times. And then letting the left arm come out from behind your back. Come out just a little bit so that you can turn from the rib cage to face your right leg. So ribs are twisting to be in line with the right thigh. And then bend the right knee so that you can bring your forehead to touch the right knee, tucking the chin in towards the throat, keeping that compression in the front of the throat, feeling the air sweep and brush along the back of the throat. Maybe asking yourself again, what am I holding here? What am I having difficulty expressing? What am I not communicating? Maybe towards myself or others. And as a way of inquiring, am I being pure? And this Vishuddha. Vishuddha has the root Shuddhi. Shuddhi meaning pure. So in this chakra, in the center of purity, using these postures as a way to self-inquire. To move inward, to peel back the layers. Or in yoga, the koshas or the sheaths, like layers of an onion that keep that light, that internal, essential, true light to shine. So take the next minute just to take off, like you're taking off a coat. Anything you no longer need. Reconnecting to that essential nature. Taking 3 more breaths here. And as you're ready, slowly rising, letting your head be the last thing to come up. And we'll make our way to that final posture that I was referring to in the beginning. We'll be coming to a supported fish posture for our final throat opening. This has a little bit more of a restorative nature to it. And like I said, there are a few ways you can do it. You can take a couple of pillows or a bolster, and maybe even something for the head lying in front of it. Like this, letting the palms turn open. Legs can come straight, can be bent, can be in a butterfly type posture. This is one really great, super restorative way. Blocks can even come here if you want it more restorative versus yin-like. But I really love the 2 blocks. So let me show you with the 2 blocks. 1 block on the middle height, right between the shoulder blades. And then 1 block, you can start on the, if you'd like, you can even start on the high height. That's gonna go under the head. Hold the block as you lean back, feeling it positioned right behind the heart. And then position the block right behind the head. So both are right along the spine. And then arms coming to a low V, rotating the palms upward from the shoulder blades. And then I'm feeling drawn, since we just did a little inner hip opening, inner thigh opening to come into a supine butterfly, but find whatever feels most comfortable to you. And then find stillness. Maybe even take a moment to move the jaw around, to tip the chin up and down a little bit, so that you can feel the position of most ease for you. Exploring into that place where the throat feels open, the jaw feels weightless. And you can feel the air gently, rhythmically, naturally flowing over the front of the throat, massaging the throat, massaging the vagus nerve. Sensing into whatever is arising. Maybe there's a color, maybe there's a shape, maybe there's a feeling of lightness, maybe density, maybe brightness. Whatever you're feeling, welcome all those sensations, feelings, images as an expression of yourself. A pure, authentic, unblemished opening and expression of your truest nature right now in this present moment. Feeling that as a felt sensation in the body. Allowing yourself to be here for about 2 more minutes. And supported fish. Pure, open expression. Taking 3 breaths. Maybe even sighing out, hearing the breath one more time in this practice. And then bending your knees. Rolling to your side. And then making your way towards your final Shavasana. As you make your way towards Shavasana, I'd like you to know that you're welcome to stay for Yoga Nidra, which will be starting in about 5 minutes. So if you'd like to stay for Yoga Nidra, please get a blanket, put a bolster under your knees. You can even cover your eyes with a blanket. So if you're going to stay, please make yourself really comfortable and just stay in this internal space. And if you're unable to stay, please take the next 4 minutes just to surrender. Surrender completely to the earth, feeling a complete sense of support, of letting go, of integrating the benefits of the practice that you just received. Feeling yourself as complete, as whole, as pure, connecting to your essential nature. Take all the time you need here. Thank you so much. Namaste.